you gotta know, when we finally got it stopped, there's only one road that got off of that road that we could change the tire. And would you believe, it was smack dab up against a cemetery. 2 o'clock in the morning, and my wife says, I'm not getting out. I said, why? She said, because there's a cemetery right there. I said, honey, it's not those you got to worry about. But she is Swede, and she didn't get out. And she and our dog sat in that car and trembled all the time I was out there changing the tire. Simply because we were parked alongside of a cemetery. They're kind of a spooky place, aren't they? Kind of like the fellow who was walking across the cemetery taking a shortcut home, fell into an open gravesite. Struggled and struggled and struggled to get out and could not. He decides to sit at the back of the gravesite and rest for a moment, and while he's back there resting, another guy falls in. And the second guy that fell in was attempting to get out, just like the first one had. Until at the back of the gravesite, the open grave, came a voice that said, "You'll never make it." But he did. You see, graves are a pretty spooky place to be around. So get the setting now as we read John's Gospel, chapter 20, first 18 verses. Now, the other disciple, and they were going to the tomb. And the two were running together. And the other disciple ran ahead faster than Peter. Came to the tomb first, and stooping and looking in, he saw the linen wrappings lying there, but he did not go in. Simon Peter there also came, following him, and entered the tomb, and he beheld the linen wrappings lying there, and the face cloth, which had been on his head, not lying in the linen wrappings, but rolled up in a place by itself. So the other disciple who had first come to the tomb entered then also, and he saw and believed. For as yet they did not understand the scripture that he must rise again from the dead. So the disciples went away again to their own homes, but Mary was standing outside the tomb weeping. And so, as she wept, she stooped and looked into the tomb. She beheld 2 angels in white sitting, one at the head and one at the feet, where the body of Jesus had been lying. And they said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "Because they have taken away my Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him." When she had said this, she turned around and behold Jesus standing there, and did not know that it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you seeking?" Supposing him to be the gardener, she said to him, "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to